Well, hello, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to one and all. It's a late evening, early morning Saturday, Sunday chat, so pull up a chair. Let's hear about your projects and more joy and jocularity to infinity and beyond. How's everything going out there in the FOC? It has been a while since we've done chat. Where's my cup of coffee? I have my Boston Red Sox mug. We're surprisingly playing quite well. Yankees, what's up with them? They're in last place. Ouch. So, hello, Steelers fan. 1933, our good friend Matt. We have Dwayne Martz, YouTube network. Check out that wonderful YouTube channel as I'm trying to get situated. A little rusty here. Been under the weather for a long time. Starting to feel a little better. So, let's do a chat. I can't sleep. Who's up? We'll find out. So, lots of stuff going on. I picked up History Maker Golf. We did a video on that. That's the last video I actually did on the channel. Really enjoying it. To me, it wasn't hard to learn. Do I play it perfectly? Probably not. But I did get a lot of help watching videos. Marco Scola, after further review with Steve Towers, and many, many other videos that I watched. Earl from Tenacious Strat in Delaware. Great tutorial videos. So I'm enjoying History Maker Golf. I picked up some more sets for History Maker Baseball. Picked up their World Series sets 1 and 2. So they have a bunch of World Series. In set 1, 1986 World Series is in there. Red Sox, Mets. 7 other sets are in there included. Also in set 2, 1946 World Series, Red Sox, Cardinals, 7 other sets included. You get the World Series teams. And I picked up all-time greats. And I'm just going to show you the Yankees and the Red Sox. Been playing a little bit of that offline. Lots of fun. We got some more people in the chat. So let's say hello to them. Sean D is here. Hope all is well. Bernard Strom. Check out that wonderful channel. Bernard Strom's Sports Replays. He's doing the, 1950 Red Sox using not Action PC, my faux pas, PC Replay Baseball. And good stuff by Bernard Strom. Very much a historian. I got to sit up straight. No one's going to see my mouth. Probably that's a better thing. So check that out on Bernard Strom Sports Replays, 1950 Red Sox, his way to see if they can win the American League pennant. Richard Atoni is here. How you doing, my friend? So I picked up the all-time. It's an interesting way that History Maker Baseball does it, because they take a season, and so you get the season card. So what's also cool is for the Detroit Tigers, Mark the Bird Fidrich is on their all-time team because of 1976, and I think that's really cool. So for the New York Yankees, I mean, there's no shockers here. You got Mariano Rivera. We'll just quickly go through them. 2008. All right. Sparky Lyle, 1974. And what I like about these cards is they put some stats on the back. I don't know why my camera's not focusing, but let's go like this. I don't know, farther away. Anyway, they put some stats on the back of that year. So in 1974, Sparky Lyle, another crappy trade the Red Sox made. The Red Sox got Danny Cater, and we traded away Sparky Lyle. 1974, 9-3, 15 saves, ERA 1.66. So I like that. I would pay more if they did this to all the cards. Obviously, it costs them more money, and they're business people and they know what works. So you have Rich Gossage, 1978. Rich Gossage, 10-11, 27 saves. I believe that led The American League because it's colored in. And he had a 2.01 ERA. Guidry, 1978. No shock there, right? Guidry, 25-3, 248 strikeouts, 1.74 ERA. Babe Ruth. What year do you think they took for Babe Ruth? What year? We throw that out to the chat. What year do you think they took for Babe Ruth? We'll hold for a second. We'll put Babe Ruth aside. Lou Gehrig, 1927. 47 home runs, 373 batting average, 52 doubles leading the American League. Richard Ottoni says the 1920. Close, but no. Mickey Mantle, 1956 for Mantle. They do have a typo here. They have the 1939 batting highlights, which should be 1956. That's kind of funny. 52 homers, 353 batting average. Bernard, so I forgot I got to do this. Richard Ottoni says the 20s. It is in the 20s, but not 1920. 1927. No. Dwayne Martz, YouTube Network. 1922. Very hot, but no. Greg Nettles, 1978. 27 homers, 276, and he's playing third. Robinson Cano, as they say, wouldn't you know? 2012, 33 home runs. You forget how good Robinson Cano was. And a 313 batting average, 48 doubles, 196 hits. So no one's got it yet for Babe Ruth. What season do they use for Babe Ruth? Very close. Charlie Keller, 1941. Left field, 298 batting average, 33 home runs. So I kind of like that they took one season. It's not a conglomerate. So that's kind of neat. That's a different way of looking at it. We clicked on something here. Click away from that. Is Gordon there? We'll get to that. Yogi Berra, 1954. 307, 22 homers, catching. Gordon. Okay, we got Jeter, Joe DiMaggio, Alex Rodriguez, and now pitching. Gordon is not there. Lindy McDaniel. Oh, he might be, though, because I was playing, so I mixed the cards up. Lindy McDaniel, 1970. That was an interesting choice until you look at his stats. 9-5, 29 saves, 2.01 ERA. Who would ever thought to put? I mean, that's a great year. David Selinsky's joined us. How you doing, David Selinsky? Hope all is well. Dave Righetti, 1986, as a reliever, 8-8, 46 saves, 2.45 ERA. Kevin Hayes says 1921. We're all around it. We're all around it. We're very close. You're very hot. Uncle Dave Gardner, check out that wonderful channel, of course, Digital Dice, on Spreaker or Spotify or wherever fine podcasts can be listened to with his partner in crime, our good friend, Uncle Ron Juckett. JT 2.0, how you doing? Reggie Jackson, 1980. Oh, crud, I dropped a card. I dropped two cards. I'm out of practice here. I'm not even in the picture yet. There we go. Oh boy, everything's falling. All right, Jeter and those guys. Reggie Jackson, 1980. Great year for Jackson. People probably forget this. 300 batting average, 41 homers. That's an outstanding year for Jackson. Legends Sports Universe has joined us. Check out that wonderful channel. He does so much great stuff, but I really do enjoy his boxing. Boxing is my favorite sport. Roger Maris, 1961. Shocking. 269, 61 homers. He beat Babe Ruth's home run record at the time. Dave Winfield, Mr. May. Didn't they call him? Didn't Steinbrenner call him Mr. May? 1982, 280, 37 homers. Interesting choice. Tony Lazzeri, 1929, 354. Tremendous second baseman. 18 home runs for a second baseman in that era. Unfreaking believable. 1929. Phil Rizzuto, 1950. Did Phil Rizzuto win the MVP in 1950? I know he won the MVP one year. 324, 7 homers, had 200 hits, 7 triples, 36 doubles. The Scooter. Thurman Munson, 1970. 302 batting average, tremendous defensive catcher, and in all honesty, was better than Carlton Fisk when you looked all around. Was a much better batter, more consistent hitter, probably slightly better defensively. I don't mind saying that. I'm a Red Sox fan. Don Mattingly. God, I wish Mattingly hung around a little bit longer to get a World Series ring. 1985, 324, 35 homers for Donnie Baseball. 48 doubles. So this is the History Maker Baseball all-time great set. But what they did, again, they took single seasons, not a conglomerate of their overall career, which I kind of liked. Spud Chandler, starting pitcher, 1943, 1.64 ERA, 20-4. Jack Chesbro, 1904. 41 wins, 12 losses, 1.82 ERA. Whitey Ford, 1958. 14-7, 201 ERA. 1975, Jim Catfish Hunter, 23-14, 2.58 ERA. Babe Ruth, no one got it. No one got the year. We're all around it. Babe Ruth, 1923. 205 hits. 45 doubles, 13 triples, 41 homers. He batted .393. Outstanding. Good stuff for Play.com Games, History Maker Baseball, which is really a fun game. It has nooks and crannies, and it's just a fun game. I do enjoy it. And what I do when it comes to like hot and cold, once you start playing a few games, you just pick someone. The guy's cold, he's cold. Simple. Mood of the team, you can do that quickly. Weather, I only do it for the first game of the series, and I say that's the weather for the whole series, for the 3 games, if I do it. Sometimes I don't even play with weather effects. Because some people, it was different when you have the like pre-game things you have to do when you just want to sit and play. I had to get used to that. Jim Al, hope all is well. Coffee burps. Dave Gardner, the money store. I remember that, yeah. Now the Red Sox. The Red Sox. Quickly go through the Red Sox, and we'll show you some stuff we got at the Zombie Shack. It's a hobby store, comics, all kinds of stuff. That's where we went for the, Nurse Teresa and I went for the Danhausen signing last year, which was a lot of fun. You can see Danhausen stuff in the background. Yes, I like Danhausen. You know why? He makes wrestling fun. All right. Boston Red Sox, history maker, all-time greats. Roger Clemens, 1990. 21-6, 1.93 ERA. Tremendous. Cy Young, 1901. 33-10, 1.62 ERA. Lefty Grove, 1936. 17-12, 2.81 ERA. And again, I don't know why the card is. It should focus. Why is it not focusing? You pay all this money for a freaking camera, and it does not focus. Focus, damn it. Back up. Yeah. Well, we had it for a second. But I like the coloring for these, and I love the stats on the back. I wish they did this for all their cards. I would pay more for them. Babe Ruth for the Red Sox as a pitcher, 1916. 23-12, 1.75 ERA, struck out 170, walked 118 though. Richard Atone says, loved your replay of the 75 series with History Maker Baseball. You know, that was very fun, and I was just learning the game, and we were doing it with the spreadsheet thing, which I like rolling my own dice better, but it was a way to learn and show the game off. we had a crazy game 6. We had controversy in, what was it, game 3, which in reality was the Arm Brewster bunt, where they called, they wanted batter interference. In reality, Fisk should have thrown the guy out at second. Again, watch it over. They made an excuse. You had plenty of time to make a good throw. We had Denny Doyle's home run taken away, and it cost the Red Sox the game due to the umpire. And we had a wild and crazy game 7. Dan Burke, how you doing? Hope all is well. W. Voggs, how you doing? Louis Tiant, 1972. Interesting thing, they made him a relief pitcher. Now, Tiant did pitch out of the bullpen, but by the end of the year, he was starting. So he was 15-6, had 3 saves, 1.91 ERA. So in my opinion, I can use him bullpen or as a starter. Now, what I do with the all-time great set, for History Maker Baseball, they tell you your pitcher is fresh depending on the era, like 4 innings, 3 innings, so on and so forth. Since they're all-time greats, I take a look at their ERA, and if it's below a certain point, I say 5 innings. They're fresh for 5 innings. Butch Hapner's here. How you doing, Butch? Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I'm sorry to hear that. My mother passed away a while back. But you know what? We're lucky that we had them, right? God bless Butch. World's Worst Gamer. He says, hello, fellow Simmers. Tom Gordon, relief pitcher, 1998, 46 saves, 2.72 ERA. Koji Uehara, 2013, World Series winners, 4-3, 21 saves, 1.09 ERA. He was outstanding. Ellis Kinder, 1953, 10-6, 27 saves, 1.85 ERA. Dan Burke says, Flash Gordon, you are right. Carl Yastrzemski, what year? 1967, of course, Triple Crown year. 189 hits, 31 doubles, 4 triples, 44 homers, 326 batting average. Outstanding. Number 8, Yaz. Rico Petrocelli, 1969, 40 home runs. That record held into, I think Garcia Parra beat that. 297 batting average, 32 doubles. Outstanding for Rico Petrocelli. Jason Varitek, 2004, Red Sox first World Series in a plethora of years, 1918, of course. Jason Varitek, 296, 18 homers, switch hitting catcher. Outstanding. Pops Review, how you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful channel. If you want to learn about, I can't remember the game now, the wrestling game. Wow. Don't get old. You forget things. The St. Patrick wrestling game. Check out Pop's Review. He does wonderful, wonderful tutorials showing off the game. He says, Al, my friend, how are you? Well, we're getting better. We were ill for a while. Hello, wonderful gents. Hope all is well with everyone. Squared Circle, I believe it's called. And we're hope to have Pop's Review on with St. Patrick in the near future. Hopefully that will happen. And that's a Squared Circle wrestling game, which is made by St. Patrick, who also has the Sports Sim magazine. Bobby Doerr, 1944 for Bobby Doerr. 325, 15 homers. Again, that's outstanding for a second baseman of that era. And again, the game is the Squared Circle. Plays very logically. I've actually taken a second look at it. I'm going to have Pops walk me through it. And I thought of a few more things after watching Pop's review. I think, Pops, what you can do is if you're having like a 10-minute match, you can reduce their stamina points, we'll say, their power points. Lower, that's a thing to think about. And he's had a few homebrew rules that seem very cool. So again, that's the Squared Circle. If you're interested in that game, please check out Pop's Reviews, subscribe, do all that good stuff for Pop's Reviews. And that's an St. Patrick game. And Pops is setting up something, so we might have St. Patrick on. That would be nice. If we don't, oh well. Pesky Poles join us. Check out that wonderful channel. Manny Ramirez, 2004 from the World Series team, 308, 43 homers. Jonathan Papelbaum, 2006, 4-2, 35 saves, ERA, .92. And then one of my all-time favorite pitchers, all-time favorite athletes, Pedro Martinez. When Pedro was pitching for the Red Sox, to me, it was must-see TV. 2000, 18-6, 1.74 ERA. How did you lose 6 games with a 1.74 ERA? Pedro Martinez, all-time great. I do too. And if we can't get ST Patrick, you're always welcome to come on as many times as you want, Pops Reviews. Dustin Pedroia, 2008, 326, 17 homers, 54 doubles, 213 hits. Teddy Ballgame, 1941, shockingly, 406, 37 homers. Unbelievable. Ted Williams, a splendid splinter. Then Double X, the Beast, Jimmy Fox, 1938, 50 home runs, 349 batting average. That's Ted Williams, 1938. 30 is it? Oh God, now I forgot. I can't remember if it's 38 or 39. It's Ted Williams' rookie year. But Jimmy Fox, the Beast. I think it was 39. 39 was Ted Williams' rookie year. Jim Ed Rice, 1978 MVP. Dan Burke says he would take Pedroia over Dorr. Well, they're both on the team. What I do when I play these, because there's so many. 39. Thank you, Gerald. 39. Thank you. And how are you doing, Gerald? I would take Petey. I personally don't like Petey because he threw his teammates under the bus when his good friend wiped out his knee and ruined his baseball career. Manny Machado, right? Was Manny Machado? Now plays for San Diego. Was it Manny Machado? And then they threw at him, and he's like, well, I didn't tell him to do that. You know, dude, shut up. And then he would go whining about Bobby Valentine. Regardless of what you think about Bobby Valentine, he's the manager, and the owners let the inmates run the asylum that year. Thank you, Bernard Strom, 1939. I'm not a big Petey fan. Fun player, great player. Leaves a lot for other things, in my opinion, when it comes to stuff like that. I don't go for that. You threw your teammates under the bus for a piece of poo. Manny Machado, who ruined your career because he went spikes high against you. Nomar Garciaparra, 2000, 21 homers, 372 batting average, 51 doubles. As Dan Burke says, he was a gamer, though. I get it. Oh, no, I like Pedroia. I would take Pedroia over Bobby Dorr. I just don't like what he did. There's a lot of things that rub me the wrong way about Petey. And again, it's just my opinion. Wade Boggs, 1987, 363, 24 homers, 200 hits. And what I do with these great sets is I never have the same lineup. There's so many great players. I have to switch out. You have enough players to switch out, play 9 different. So you get that's the way I play it. World's Worst Gamer says, Pedroia hit 238 in postseason. Sorry, but I'll take Dorr. You don't go wrong either way. Jake Cruz, how are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Oh, what Nomar could have been. What Nomar became was a crappy defensive shortstop. That's why they traded him. I used to laugh. People, he's a good no, he's a horrible defensive shortstop. If you ever watched him field a throwdown on a steal attempt, he'd be behind the bag. You got to be in front of the bag. Swipe tag, friends. Swipe tag. He was a horrible defender when they traded him. I was, again, like Nomar, glad to see him go. We would not have won the World Series if Nomar stayed. I will tell you something about Nomar Garciaparra. Again, these are just my opinions. When they had that big series in 2004 against the Yankees, Nomar's on the bench. He didn't play a game in that series. I'm almost positive. Derek Jeter went face first, making a diving catch into the stands, comes out, blood all over him. They tape him up and he plays. That's the difference between Jeter and Nomar Garciaparra. Derek Jeter also made one of the most outstanding plays in the playoffs against the A's. When Jeremy Giambi was running to the plate, thinking he was going to score easy, the throw was offline. Jeter comes from shortstop towards the first base line. Who does that? Gets the ball that was overthrown offline, flips to the catcher, who tags out a lazy running Jeremy Giambi. That's the difference between Nomar Garciaparra and Derek Jeter. Now, when Jeter was a free agent, briefly, if I was the Red Sox, I would have thrown everything at him because I'm a jerk. And I would have went, now when we sign you to this all-time contract, every time there's a mic in front of you, Derek, Mr. Jeter, you have to say, I've always wanted to be a Boston Red Sox. I'm so happy to be here. This is the best place on earth, the best place to play, Fenway Park. It would have been in his contract. He would have had to say it because I would have thought it was funny. It would have been worth it. Ricky Vaughn is not in the set, though he should be. Postseason's important, but you're right. You know, Ted Williams had one shot at it. He had a bad wrist, and he hit under 200. So that was, postseason important, but you got to get there. Again, it's no, Tony C is not on the team. He should be. Tony C should be on the team. I would like to see Tony C on the team. Carlton Fisk, 1977, batted .315, 26 home runs. I think that's the only year Fisk, who I love, don't get me wrong, I love Pudge. I think that's the only year he had over 300 for the Red Sox. And again, Munson, in all honesty, the better player. And again, I'm not a Yankee fan. You know that. The Yankees are in last. Yes. Frank Wainscott does a lot of wonderful wrestling with Legends of Wrestling, Filsinger games. Check out the Filsinger promoters. You can read all this fun cards he does. Freddie Lynn, 1975, Rookie of the Year, MVP, 331, 21 homers. Freddie Lynn always says if he had stayed in Boston, might have been a Hall of Famer. Trith Speaker, I would say Trith Speaker, center field, 1912, 383, 10 home runs. That's a lot in 1912. 53 doubles, 12 triples, 222 hits. See, Mike Lowell would never be on an all-time great Red Sox team if you did it as a career. But in 2007, 191 hits, 21 homers, 324, and he was the backbone of that team, I remember. David Ortiz, Captain Clutch. David Ortiz, 2006, 54 home runs. When everyone else was quitting and not wanting to play, David Ortiz says, you put me in that lineup, I play every day. Love David Ortiz, batted .287. Dwight Evans, some say should be in the Hall of Fame. Some say no. Some think great player, but maybe a very good player, but slightly overrated when it comes to hitting. I don't know. He picked up towards his career, struck out a lot early in his career. 296, 22 homers, 1981 is his year of choice. So that's kind of fun. It's an interesting take on all-time great. Vern Stevens, oh, absolutely. 1949 had a huge year. 1950, too. Vern Stevens would have been very interesting. Great. Vern Stevens, that was one of the names when I'm, looking into stuff. I go, who's Vern Stevens? There was a trivia question. God rest my dad's soul. He knew it. And when I said, Vern Stevens, who's that? And it's not many years ago, and he said Vern Stevens was tremendous for the Red Sox. He had 3-4 good years. He came over later in his career. He was outstanding. Tremendous shortstop. Again, these are people sometimes you forget about or don't know. That's one of the things about our hobby. I like to find out about things. I like, it helps research when you, as I put this away, you find out about players and teams. Like one of my favorite Red Sox teams of all time now, besides 1967, and of course 2004 and those. But 1950, my God, that team is unbelievable. The 1950 Red Sox, and please check out Bernard Strom's sports replays. He's doing a wonderful replay of 1950 using PC replay baseball. Card and dice on the PC, absolutely outstanding. 1950, what a tremendous team. They finished, I think, 2.5 games out. Them in Cleveland behind the Yankees, either 2.5 or 3. I can't remember. Gerald Carmeyer, 159 runs batted in 1949. And that is Vern Stevens. Yes, I would have put Vern Stevens on the team. Frank Wayne Scott, thanks, Al. I'm putting together my Crockett Cup tag team tournament for my NWA Federation. Always fun stuff to read, Frank. Captain Carl's here. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Where's Tommy Dowd? Gerald Carmeyer. I thought 1978 was the best team. Zimmer ruined them. Yes. Don Zimmer, again, I hate when people go, oh, he was a great baseball guy. Horrible manager. Horrible manager. Horrible. You didn't pitch Bill Lee down the stretch. You didn't pitch Bill Lee in the second half of the year. I get it. You hate his guts. He hates you. Bill Lee would have won you 3-4 more games. That's just my opinion. We will never know. You got Bernie Carbo traded. I get it. They made fun of you. They shouldn't have. I'm not saying it's right. But there was a reason why they called you the gerbil. You traded away. You had Ferguson Jenkins traded away for a bag of balls. Look it up. Look it up. They got nothing for Ferguson Jenkins. Traded him to Texas. He won 18 games once he was away from you. 18 games with the Rangers. Okay. That 1978 team, I'm doing a replay now, alternative reality. The team I'm using out of the ballpark, I've played this season so many times. It's the same thing with different sims. They can hit. The team can hit. The pitching in the sims is awful. I mean, Eckersley stinks. I thought about trading Eckersley. Again, I'm playing alternate reality. I picked up Willie McCovey because he wasn't happy with the San Francisco Giants. I forgot who I traded. I got rid of one of my guys who wasn't happy for McCovey. McCovey, the popularity, obviously. So it's an open world, that one. But I've played in digital diamond baseball, Stratomatic. They hit, but they don't pitch. And I've always looked back at those stats in 1978, the pitching. The pitching's not good. And I think the one thing a sim does not do well, and it can't. Any sim can't. Some a little better than others sometimes. And sometimes it's if you're rolling dice, it's the luck of the dice. What a sim can't do is the intangibles. Most sims. I've never seen a sim do the intangibles. The pitching's not good. Look it up. Tiant's not good. Ironically, Tiant for me is my best pitcher. Eckersley was very good in 78, obviously. And Stanley was very good. I'm hoping I'm not mixing this up, but I think Stanley was excellent out of the pen. I believe. I could have that wrong. But the pitching was horrible. Not horrible, but it wasn't good. God bless Jim Rice for carrying that team. And when Burleson got hurt, they slumped and they brought him back. And they just... Sim games, the intangibles. Let's just take 1988, Morgan Magic. You're not going to create one... excuse me. When they picked up Larry Parrish off waivers from the Rangers, I think, and he had a hot 3-4 weeks. His stats won't show that. You can't say he's got to be hot for those 3-4 weeks where he was incredible, it seemed, for the Red Sox. And again, I could have a week more, a week less, but he was incredible in a short span that helped the Red Sox. And my all-time favorite Red Sox manager, Walpole Joe Morgan. Loved Walpole Joe. Gerald Carmeyer. Excuse me. Kept playing Hobson and he was hurt. Oh, I know, an idiot. I don't even play Hobson. I put him at DH. And I have Frank Duffy at third, who's actually been hitting well. Again, open world, OTP. It goes off the ratings of the prior year, sort of, and then you play it out. But my pitching, I lose games. Like, I'm the number one offensive team in runs, number 2 in average, number 1 in homers. And I'm 4 games under 500. The pitching is god awful, no matter what I do. I picked up Larry Sorensen. I forgot who I traded for that. I'm going to go through that at one point. And I picked up Randy Jones. He was on the trading. I put up a player. They said, we'll give you Randy Jones. I said, I'll take him. San Diego. He won. He won the Cy Young in 76, right? Bernard Strom. I realized how old I was when I see players that played in 1950 that I've seen play in person. Dwight Evans had more home runs than any other hitter in the American League in the 1980s. Yes, he did. He started hitting. If you look at early on in his career, average, not good, strikeouts a lot. Oh, and the other thing in the sim, it's driving me nuts. Dwight Evans already made 6 errors in right field. What? He was always a tremendous fielder. I'd have to go back and look at that. But again, it's with a closed engine, you're not seeing it. But it's like, we'll say the dice rolls you don't see, right? It's just the way it goes. It's been killing me. I mean, unearned runs, killing me. We're the worst fielding team. We're the worst fielding team. I put Yaz back out and left, McCovey at first. Evan, I've gone. I'm not tinkering with my lineup anymore. I've gone with the lineup against righties and lefties, though I have to sit Evans against lefties because he's god awful at the plate in my sim. And again, he got beamed in 1978. And I love Dwight Evans. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Mark Jones. APA season was my first. 1978 was my first APA season. Great season. Depressing for me as a child, but great season. Pesky Pole. Zimmer is just like Billy Martin. They let personal vendettas dictate how they manage. The difference is the Yankees fired Martin in 78. True. Gerald Carmeyer says, I agree. Dan Burke. Stanley and Drago were good out of the pen. Yes. Hobson, no, he had the bone chips. Remember? His arm, I felt so bad for him. His arm would lock up. JD, how you doing? Check out that wonderful channel for PlayStation action games. Always a wonderful to see JD, good friend. Gerald Carmeyer. Lee could have to Reggie late in the game instead of Stanley. Oh, lefty. I see what you're saying. I would have started Lee more. And I'm going to do another 78 replay. I might start it with as played rosters, no trades, and see if I start Lee. And I don't know where I'm going to do that in yet. I might, again, do it in Out of the Ballpark. I might do it in Action PC, actually. So, Dave Gardner, I'm playing 1970 Red Sox APA. Cool. So we went to, and again, these are just my thoughts. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. They're my thoughts. You have your thoughts. That's cool. Too much negativity. Some of it even in our community. If you don't like the way someone's playing a game, let it go. They're enjoying it. You play the game the way you want to play. JD says, just finished the main story of Ghost Tsunami. Now on to Ika Island, the download for Ghost of Tsunami. Check that out. It's a lot of fun. JD's channel. He used to have a great dwarf game, sort of like Middle Earth, and it was like a storytelling but action. That was a lot of fun. He would ask the chat, like, what do you want to do next? And that was always fun. So we went to the hobby shop. Also, share your projects that you're doing, and it doesn't have to be sports. Like I said, I've been playing History Maker Golf. Really enjoying that. I watched some video. Dave Gardner did some videos on APA Golf. That game is definitely not for me, but that's interesting. Other people have played APA Golf, ID Gesture. Good stuff. If that's your thing, enjoy. But I'm enjoying History Maker Golf. I'm enjoying History Maker Baseball. I'm enjoying my Stratomatic Card and Dice Baseball. Playing a lot of boxing offline. And I post that in the certain groups, boxing, like Title Bout 2, the Facebook group, Legends Boxing on their Facebook group. We're going to get back to some Glory Days boxing. thinking about a couple of things in my head to stream. Always fun stuff. Yeah, that was a really fun game. That was a great game, the dwarf game. And again, I don't remember the name of it, but that was fun. That was so much fun, JD. JT 2.0. JD, I thought that was a real great game. Oh, Tsunami. Or maybe the dwarf game. I don't know which one they're talking about. Gerald Carmeyer. Who was your favorite closer for the Sox? They had some great ones. That's a good question. Because they had a lot of great closers who didn't do well in the playoffs. I like Koji Uehara. I liked him. Because he won the big games. Gordon was outstanding, but he didn't win in the playoffs. As a kid, I liked Dick Drago. I even liked Bob Stanley. Dick Raditz, pretty good. The monster. Papelbon had some good years, obviously, and he saved some big games. And I know I'm forgetting people. I know. The year 2004, Timlin and Embry out of the bullpen with Keith Folk. That was a tremendous bullpen. A lot of great players. You got to win the big ones, though. Not to bring up again the Boston Bruins season. I had friends before the playoffs. Oh, this is the greatest team ever. This is the greatest team ever. They didn't win. They got bumped in the first round of the effing playoffs. They're not. No. Up 3-1. 3-1. They lost 3 consecutive games. Can't kill off 58 seconds in game 7. And I don't want to hear about they pulled the goalie. Everyone pulls the freaking goalie. Then the puck behind the net. 3 guys looking for the puck, but the Florida Panther just pokes it out, and the other dude just puts a shot on net. It goes through the guy's armpit. I get it. The goalie was hurt. I understand. I'm just saying. It's called the Dwarves. Hey, I was right. The Dwarves. I said dwarfs, though. Frank Wainscott. Al, Salvador Sanchez beat Ruben Castillo, and Mike Ayala now gets a featherweight title shot against Danny Little Red Lopez in his title bout. Are you doing that card and dice or PC? I really do love that PC game. I played offline 4 Sugar Ray Leonard fights at junior middleweight, setting him up for a title bout. JT 2.0. Al, have you ever replayed the 75 World Series but included Jim Rice? And if he didn't get hurt before the playoffs? Yes, we did that. I can't remember which game. And he didn't play well. I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I did that. Now, my funnest replay in What If was 1967. This, again, I like to play games my way. You play game, when I say you, anyone who's watching, play the games that you like the way you want to play. You want to play as played? I mean, if they poop that day and you want to say they pooped that day, that's cool. Do that. 1967 action PC baseball. Dave Cook games. Excellent. He has another sale this weekend, I think, on hockey decades. I played both leagues with DHs. The Red Sox ran away with the American League, and the Cardinals had to go down the stretch, but they won the National League. I had Tony Canigliaro not get hurt. Ironically, he gets hurt diving for a baseball and right, out for the season. I said, the hell with that. He's coming back for the World Series. So I overrode that because he was having a great year, and I played him in the World Series. He hit 7 home runs in 7, not one in each game, but he was MVP. It was tremendous. They just, it was so much fun. Again, it's a game. It's a game. I've played as played lineups. That's okay. But I like playing What If. That's the fun of our games. You can play them how you want. I did play the 70. I got to look back. And they lost. They lost to the Cincinnati Reds. Lee Smith. Jeff Reardon. We should have kept Lee Smith. Koji and Folk. Dick Raditz, the monster. So Gerald Carmeyer replayed. He says, I did. Rice did really good for me. I want to say it was Strat. And maybe I didn't do it online. Maybe I did it offline because I remember the dice rolls just did not go for Jim Rice. Using the original title bout. I still have my original title bout. There's a card flipper online that you can actually use if you don't want to flip the old cards. I actually downloaded it. Dwayne Marks, love me some Danny Little Red Lopez. Absolutely. Gerald Carmeyer, Tony C. 1967 World Series would have won. I think so. Gary, how you doing? Gary Sorrell does so much wonderful work with Pro Strategy Football 2023 and just in general. And they've been working on 2024 Pro Strategy Football, which can be purchased on Steam for a ridiculously low price of under $25. I think it's $19.99. And with tax, it's just over $20. Every season free, created by the mod community. Such a fun game. We're looking to get a draft league, which I'm hoping, because that's fun to me, meaning you would get points for players. You'd have like a budget, sort of. Not money, but points, I think. And I don't know if it's going to be there, but I hope. And you could draft a team. And you can't just get all great players because you have points. And I guess you can override that too and do what you want. I'm hoping they can also put in I haven't spoken with Carrie in a while. I'm hoping they can, with the older seasons, my recommendation was get rid of the 4 wide receiver sets, allow a passing set to be out of the standard. But you can also override that if you want to play with that. But I'm saying if you want to just play sort of the formations, which you pretty much can, except you have to have a passing formation in that game, and that's like a 4 wide out set. Also, I hope that for Pro Strategy Football in the 2024 version, you can have, like, you can pick a hot receiver on every route. I wish you could send like one guy deep, one guy medium, one guy short, that kind of thing. And maybe someday it will come to fruition. Either way, it's such a wonderful game. I love looking at the uniforms. It brings me joy. And that's all that matters to me. Take care, JD. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you and your family. Love you, bud. God bless. I wonder what would have happened if Williams for DiMaggio trade happened. Oh, I'm glad it didn't. Teddy ball game, baby. Teddy ball game. I wonder what would have happened, as they're saying goodbye to JD. I wonder what would happen if the idiot ownership for the Red Sox in 1946, and Bernard Strom, if you're still here, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they make them play exhibition games before the World Series because they were waiting? St. Louis had to play a playoff to get in the World Series. And Ted Williams got hit in the wrist. That's why he didn't hit well. He batted, what did he bat? Low 200s or below 200 in the World Series. Really, was it worth the extra money, you jackass owner? Dan Burke. That is why the games are made. You play how you want to play. There's no right or wrong. Amen, brother. Yeah, Ted Williams, I'm pretty sure, got hit in the wrist. Someone can look that up. They played exhibition games to stay sharp. In other words, it's not to stay sharp. It was to make the owners some money. Team Batman Boxing. Salute, Al, my longtime subscription and subscriber. Been cool for years. Much respect. Thank you always. Thank you, my friend. Gerald Carmeyer. They did. Talking about the exhibition games, right? Captain Carl. Yes, they did. He got hurt during the exhibition game against the Tigers. Again, what the hell were they thinking? Why? God bless you too, my friend. Team Batman Boxing. Check out that wonderful channel. Has a lot of little short boxing clips. They're a lot of fun. Also has a lot of neat, what's that called? Surveys or questions. And they're fun to answer or pick. And then you hit that like button for them like I do. ID Gesture. How you doing? Check out that wonderful channel. Our good friend IDJ. If you're interested in Napa Golf, check out his channel. Check out Tenacious Strat. Check out Dave Gardner, and many others. But he has a gentleman on. It's very interesting for APA Golf. And it's a helper that the gentleman created. I want to say it's an Excel helper. So check that out if you're interested in APA Golf. Let's go to some collectibles I picked up today. And again, they're not worth a lot of money, but they're fun. And Nurse Teresa, my wife, my lovely wife, she comes over to me because I'm looking at baseball and football cards. And no, I didn't buy Axis and Allies of the Pacific. I'm gonna regret that because I would have loved to play that game. And we used to play the European version, but they had one in the Pacific. And I told the guy, if I come back and that game's still here, I'm buying it. Or when I come back. But, so I'm looking at cards. And the first card that intrigued me, and I wonder if you guys will. So I was looking at some baseball cards, and none of them were expensive. They had some decent expensive ones, but nothing outrageous. So I'm looking at baseball cards, and the one that caught my eye right away, Thurman Munson. Now, what catches your eye in this Thurman Munson card? Now, if you know the Yankees, they have a strict dress code, we'll say, appearance policy. So I thought this card was very interesting because you're not supposed to have facial hair. Obviously, this was in spring training. And I said, oh, I want to get that card. And I did. And Munson, all-star catcher from, oh, God, I can't read that. 1975. Munson batted .316 or 18. I turned one light off for get the glare down. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. As Dwayne Martz got it right, the beard. I said, that is cool. I've never seen a card with a Yankee player with a beard. I said, I am purchasing that card. Plus, I never disliked Thurman Munson. Yep, the beard. Because I said, and I was like enthralled with it. And I said, I want that card. The glare, sorry. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. God rest his soul. Horrible, horrible. The plane crash. 1975 is the year. Pops Reviews. Just ordered Replay Basketball. Looking forward to playing some old school b-ball. Card and dice, I would assume, right? Oh, just talking about basketball. ID Gesture's been playing a lot of Strat basketball. So check that out if you're interested in Strat basketball, because he always explains it quite well. Any game he shows off. And that's always a benefit to the community. And if you have not subscribed to IDJ, you should. He's a good guy. William Fergazzi. Good evening, Al. Hope all is well. Funny seeing Munson with that much of a beard. That's what I said. And I bought the card. And again, none of these cards were expensive. I'm not going to be a millionaire. But it was interesting. I wanted it. So that's pretty cool, right? So I'm like all excited. I got this card, right? And Nurse Teresa comes over and she goes, honey, come over here. Come over here. And she starts walking over. And she goes, I got something. And she found this. Ted Williams. Like that. And I said, oh, yeah, I want that. And this is our fourth Cooperstown, I'm just reading the back, collection. Lineup features 6 of the greatest players in the Major League Baseball history. So she brought this over. I gave it to the guy. I said, bring this up front. I'm buying this. It's not coming out of the box. Though there's a stand and stuff. I think I'm just going to leave it in the box. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. Ted Williams. Always fun to get stuff. So then we'll get back to another one. But so I continue to look at cards. And if you've watched the channel, who's one of my favorite all-time football players? Who's one of my all-time favorite football players? So I'm looking at cards, right? And I'm like, whoa, they got 3 OJ cards. That's right. JT says OJ. I love OJ. I hate to tell you this. I'd invite him over my house for dinner. I really would. I really would. Would he come? I don't know. I don't know. I would invite him. So this is, again, it's not mint condition. 1974 card, so it's a 1973 season. It's when he rushed for 2,003 yards. Idiot Al goes, "Are you sure you priced that right?" And then I shut up. But my thing, I asked them, I said, "Is this a recreation?" As Dave Gardner, we'll show you and they said, "No, it's from that year." And I said, "Okay, Al." And again, it wasn't a lot of money, but it's OJ, and this is his 2000. And if you can see, if you remember, if there were any helmets showing on tops or any other cards, and tops were the only cards back then, I believe, they whitewashed the emblems. So I got 1974 card, which is a 73 season, 2,003 yards. 1975 OJ. The juice is loose. 1,817 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. Unfreaking believable. And then 1976, his last good year on an incredibly crappy Buffalo Bills team. 1,503 yards, 5.2 yards a carry. Now let's get to the chat. I like Joe Namath. Ironically, I say things about him, but I do like Joe Namath. Bit overrated, but he did win a Super Bowl. As Dave says, the juice. OJ is a killer back. The juice for Pop's review. Frank Wainscott says, "Make sure you only use plastic knives." Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you have that 75 OJ. Very cool. Very cool. Random Human 1973 OJ is the best season by a running back in history by a mile. That is, and they were keying on him all the time. Now they had, what was the fullback's name? Braxton? I can't remember the fullback's name, but he was good. But I also got this card. One of the nicest human beings, God rest his soul. He left us way too early. Walter Payton. And this is from 1977. So I'm assuming it's a 78 card. It's when he ran for 275 yards against Minnesota. That is cool. So I picked up these cards. And again, I was looking at cards. And I showed you again the Munson card. That was the first card I picked up. So then I saw the Axis and Allies in the Pacific. And I was like, and that was a decent chunk of change. And I'm like, though nothing more than if you bought a game, like if you bought an APA game about the same price, or if you buy a PC game or a game for a PlayStation 5, because it's older, but it was in the box, wrapped, all the pieces, obviously. And I had it in my hands. I said, you know what? I want to get some more cards. And like I said, if I go back and it's there, I will purchase it. I might even go online to see how much they have them online. But at least I know it there. It had all the pieces. So then I'm looking at cards still. And there's some $50 cards. And I didn't buy anything like that. I didn't buy any $50 cards or anything like that. I bought cards $10 and under. Willie McCovey. I do not have a Willie McCovey card with the Giants. It was $1. How can you go wrong? It's Willie McCovey. And this is 1977. He had 2 homers in a game. And they have the little, and one of them was a grand slam. So that's pretty cool. Willie McCovey and the Giants. That is really cool. $1. Can't go wrong. I'm not there to get rich. I just want things. I look at Willie McCovey. It makes me happy. Tom Seaver. 1976. So this would be this. Oh, wait. 75, excuse me. No, 76. So this would be the 1976 stats. So it's a 77 card, but I love the pitch. I love the photo. I love the windup. I wanted it. I got it. Nolan Ryan, 1976. Okay, cool. So then I'm right about to check out. And Nurse Teresa, I was just curious. I said, well, where did you find this? Where did you find this? And she goes, oh, I'll show you. Come on, before you leave, let's go and take a look. My lovely wife, Nurse Teresa. Lo and behold, I go over and I'm looking at them. I had a lot of modern players. I don't want those guys. And she goes, hey, they got Joe DiMaggio. I go, where? I got Joe DiMaggio. So that's cool. Now in this set, it's DiMaggio, Williams, Maris, Bench, Carlton, and Ozzie Smith. I would have got Ozzie Smith if they had him. Where is it? There. You can put him on where he's flipping over. And they have Carlton. I love that Johnny Bench. They didn't have him, though. And Maris. We looked up Mickey Mantle. He was in a prior version. It's not available anymore. In fact, these aren't available anymore at their store, online. You can get them on eBay. But, again, it just makes me happy to look at this stuff. I don't have long on Earth. So, I'm going to be happy. So as I'm checking out, debating whether I should go back to get the Axis and Allies game, right? I should go back and get the Axis and Allies. Get the Axis and Allies game, but I'd be playing against myself, which is cool. I used to play Risk against myself. Did I cheat to win? Yes, I did. Sometimes. Braxton. Yes, thank you. Frank Wainscott. Al, have you played second season 1973 Buffalo? Simpson has a rating, all outside runs that are gains, add a dice roll with your result. He was outstanding in 73, and they're keying on him on almost every play. Nope, can't go wrong with that. Dan Burke says those are cool. Yeah, and again, it's just for fun. I didn't break the bank for any of this stuff. I'm like, I should have got the Axis and Allies game. I would have showed it on the channel once. I would have set it up, put the camera, and have people make fun of me as I play. And they have cool little figures. It's a fun game. Axis and Allies is Risk with more strategy and industrial complexes and things like that. It's really a fun military strategy game that's not overcomplicated. So as I'm checking out, the guy comes over and goes, you like old baseball cards? I'm like, yeah, I like old baseball cards. And did the cat get in here? No. Okay, good. Cat leaves hair all over the place. I love the cat, and so I'm looking at him. George the Boomer Scott, 1967. 1967. I said, oh, I want that. And they gave me discounts on these cards. And they weren't expensive anyway. Mike Andrews, Reggie Smith, 1967. Rookie stars. I want that. Never had a Dick Raditz card in my life. I do now. I got the monster. Dick Raditz. Oh, God rest his soul. He used to tell the funniest stories on WEEI, the sports radio. So we got Dick Raditz, right? And this is from, God, these so small. 1965. I think 66 they traded him. I think they traded Raditz in 66 down the stretch of the year to Detroit, I think. So Raditz in 65, 9-11, 3.92 ERA. And again, they didn't have saves back then, so you're not going to see saves on these cards. But the monster, nicknamed the monster because of his overpowering fastball. He set the AL mark with 16 relief wins in 1964. The monster, Dick Raditz. And of course, you have Jimmy Fox, the beast. Yeah, 1968 card, 67. You're right, Bernard. 1968 card, 67 stats on the back. Right, because it's always the year after. But what I mean is it's the card for 1967. But yes, it's 68. It's issued. And it's probably his best year, next to 1977 for the Red Sox. 303, 19 homers, 82 ribbies. And then I got Rico Petrocelli, 1966, Not a great year, but I wanted a Rico Petrocelli card. I have Rico in this early seven. I have Rico in 76. I think I have a 76 Petrocelli, which is this last year. I think it's a 76 card, which would be 77, but 76 in the back. But I'm happy about. And again, I asked if they had a Tony Conigliaro card. They looked at me. They didn't know who Tony Conigliaro was. I explained to them. They're like, "Yeah, we don't have him." Which I regret that. Years ago, I could have picked up. This is before he passed away, so it's a long time ago. We had a card in a comic book store across the street from my dad's barbershop. We lived above the barbershop. And I saw the Tony C cards, and I didn't buy them. And I wish I did. Because when I went back after he passed away, and it was in that time period. I think he passed away a month later. I went back. I said, I'm going to buy those cards. They were all gone. They were all gone. I'd like to get a Tony Conigliaro card. Reasonably priced. Take care, Frank. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Check out Frank on Filsinger Promotions Facebook group page. Check out all of his wonderful promotions that he does for Legends of Wrestling. The great cards you can read about. He does a marvelous job with his reviews of what happened. Have you ever listened to Remember When on Saturday mornings with Rico? No, I haven't. No, I have not. I would love to. What channel? What is that on? Is that on you? Is that like now or is that older stuff? Bernard Strom, sports replays. My card collection. Every Topps Red Sox card free. 1952 from 1952 to the present. That is awesome. I have new card sets too. I have like 2018. I have all the cards, so on and so forth. But it's fun. It's fun to see. Yes, that is a great Red Sox collection by Bernard Strom. As our good friend Pops Review says, good night, gents. Glad you're feeling better, my friend. I'm feeling better. We're getting there. I had to go to the doctor's on Friday for checkout stuff. I'm still here. It's good. It's good. So. But yeah, so that was fun. That was a fun. I haven't been to the Zombie Shack. That's what it's called. And they have sports stuff, comic books. That's where we went, like I said, to see Danhausen. We got the stuff that's signed. Not that. We got that off of Whatnots. But one of those we did get signed there. I have another signed item back here. Signed a Filsinger. I didn't have the Filsinger card yet, so I had him sign a bootleg, but I have the Filsinger version of Danhausen now too. But so that's what we had a fun little. We went to have some hibachi, Japanese restaurant. We had a good time there, and then we went to the Zombie Shack. We're gonna go see Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Yes, I'm old. Coming up in June at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Very excited about that. I believe Frankie Valli, I think he's in his 70s, right? Late 70s. I think he can still sing the last time I checked. So that should be some fun stuff. What's going on with you guys? How goes your replays, your new games, or just in general? What's going on? Dan Burke, MLB Radio. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love sometimes when I play my baseball games, I recorded I got like a 10-minute loop of This Week in Baseball, the two themes, and then I just play it on a loop. And as I'm playing, I got that music in the background. It's just fabulous. The immersion factor, whether I'm playing card and dice, if I'm not playing online, or the PC games, it's just fun listening to. And one of my favorite things to do at times, to go back and watch This Week in Baseball. And I think that ran from 76 to the early 90s. But I like to watch the stuff in the 70s and the early 80s when I loved baseball. I mean, I still like baseball. I follow it differently now. I read the articles. I'm going back when I was a kid. I really don't watch it. I just, okay, did the Red Sox win? No. Okay, let's read the article. Let's check out the stats. And that's the way I do it. Sales pitched a hell of a game. Read about that. That's pretty cool. And the Red Sox are surprisingly doing well this year, and I'm happy about that. American League East, very tough. Last I checked, they all had winning records, including the last place Yankees. But man, the Yankees spent a lot of money, and they're in last place. Frankie Valli is 90. Holy cow. Well, I'm going to go see Frankie Valli. God bless him. He was on The Sopranos, too. He was mayor of Munchkinland, they called him. He got whacked in his driveway. ID gesture. I'm opening, new sports games that just arrived. Replay baseball and replay basketball. Cool. Replay basketball has a lot of roles because I play the PC game, and you can roll your own dice, or you can let the computer roll it for you. And so does replay baseball. Now, that being said, replay baseball, again, ID Jester is one of the first people I remember, along with King Icky-Boo. It took me a long time to grasp the concept of that beautiful game, PC replay baseball. Highly recommend it, especially if you're an APA fan. And there's free demos for both games, so you can try it out. And if you don't like it, it costs you nothing. I think it's very important that when it's a PC game or even a card and dice game, you should get some sort of demo. Because there's nothing worse than you spend money on a game and you're like, ugh. If you see me play a game on the channel, it means I like it. The games you don't see me play on the channel, I'm not going to tell you. They didn't grab me, or something didn't, or I didn't understand the instructions, or so on and so forth. Doesn't mean they're bad games, just mean they're not for me. But yeah, I like when there's demos. You can see if you like the game, even if they charge a couple of bucks for the demo, which, okay. But the PC replay games, you can download the demo and you can keep it forever and ever. Even 2nd and 10, you can download a demo. You can keep that for 3 days, though. Once you start, you have 3 days to play. And again, great game, 2nd and 10. Gerald Carmeyer, 40s and 50s gem set. I picked those up. I have those for Strat. They're fun. I'm going to do all these things in my head I want to do. It's not enough time. So I got to pick one and just do it. I think I'm going to finish my 1969 one and done tournament. We're going to add the DH. We're going to get rid of the pitchers hitting for the Final Four. And I think that's going to be my next Strat thing if I ever able to stream again on the channel a game. We'll get that done. I like the DH. I just do. I don't care what the era is. I don't care what the year is. I like the extra hitter. That's just me again. Dwayne Mart's YouTube network. You're in. Check out that wonderful channel. I got to sit up straight and lean back a bit and do this. Okay, I don't know. Trying to figure out what NASCAR season to do now with red, white, and blue racing since I got done with 1992. Very fun game. Not for me, but I enjoy listening to it. And I think, again, play games are a different animal. I never thought I'd like them, but I have four. Baseball, golf, I really enjoy. Soccer, I've not played enough. And tennis, I like. I got that on the PDF sale. And we got to get back to the King of the Hill stuff with that, because that was a fun game. I got to play it a couple of times to refresh my memory, though the rules were not hard and it was easy to understand. What I like about when I play games, new games with our community, I play a little bit offline to get the gist of it. And then I'm going to come online and play. And what's helped me with the play games, I've watched a lot of videos. I've actually taken notes for the baseball game. And what's helped me with the play games, when I come online, I've been lucky enough when people come in the chat, they're not jerks. And they're saying, no, this is the way you should do this. Or if I ask a question, they answer it. That's cool. I enjoy that. So thank you. It's sometimes other things I don't enjoy later on with comments. And, that's fine too, I guess. Random human. Second and 10 is a great game, but no one streams it. I've streamed it before. It's a fun game. You got to do a fun radio call. I think it's very streamable, in my opinion, because it has a good visual. Obviously, there's no animation, but I think it's a good visual, and it's a fun thing to do. I like second and 10. I think it's well played, well made, very intuitive, a game within a game. You got to, you can give the guy 100 carries, but the running back will start to not get the same results. So you have to, what I like about second and 10 is I have to think when can I use my crappy running back? When can I sneak in his 3 carries? And those 3 carries might be huge because it saves carries from your better running back. So it's a game within a game. I've done like Ron Juckett suggests. I've turned off the fatigue because you're going to rest them anyway when they're off the field. And I like playing that better because it was even more of a game in a game, but it was frustrating at times. I got to rest this guy, but I have no chance of winning if I rest this guy. So again, you can only use a guy, say a receiver. He's good for 3 catches. You can use him more than that, but after he drops his grade level, receptions are going to be tougher to get. So it's a good game. I've streamed it. I should get back to streaming it, but life gets in the way. I wish I could stream every day. I wish I did it for a profession, but I don't. And we have our grandson lives with us. My little buddy Wyatt. Got to take care of him and other things. And sometimes you don't feel good, and that sucks. You got to go get that resolved, which things are looking in the right direction. That's always a yay. Take care, Gerald. Thank you for stopping by. As our late night chat has turned into an early morning Sunday Happy Mother's Day chat, we'll go for a little bit longer. As people are saying goodnight to Gerald Carmeyer. But that's what's going on. I got my Out of the Ballpark 1978, which I already discussed, with the Red Sox, open world, alternate reality. So if you're like a strict by the line, as played, open engine, you're not going to like Out of the Ballpark, open world. You can play as played with Out of the Ballpark. You can also play Out of the Ballpark without the animation, sort of like, what's that game called? Diamond Mine? You can play it that way. There's a couple of different ways you can play it. To me, when you buy a game like that, I want to see the animation. And with the community, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he's in the Facebook group for Digital to Dice, excuse me. He created wonderful uniforms throughout the history of baseball. So I get to look at the 1978 Red Sox uniforms, and I get to look at the 1978 Mariners uniforms, just like with Pro Strategy Football, the nostalgia of it, the happiness of it. It's fun. And that's what gaming should be, fun. Some people are stats. Let's see how close the stats get to real life. That's cool too. But I like to do things sometimes differently. And some other people like to do things differently. And that's fine. But my pitching is god awful. We are one of the worst pitching teams in the league. We are one of the worst fielding teams in the league. And that's driving me nuts. Number 1 in runs scored, number 1 in homers, number 2 in average. But I'm 4 games under 500. The Yankees are 2 up on Milwaukee now, and I'm 10 freaking games back. And we're playing a part of our schedule in June. I need to beat the freaking Oakland A's. I can't lose 10-9 games to a crappy Oakland A's team. And I don't just click pitch. I'm looking at the ratings, and I'm saying, okay, let's try a pitch around. This guy has a horrible eye. He's not hitting the ball well. And sometimes you have to do the opposite. The guy's not hitting well. Do I want to go pitch around because he have a horrible eye? No, I want to go at him. I don't want to walk this guy. And sometimes you go pitch around with a good hitter, and maybe he reaches or maybe he walks, and you go after the next guy. So it's not like I'm just clicking pitch. And it's just, how many 2 outs, and all of a sudden I'm home run, double, home run. I'm like, you got to be like, Eckersley stinks. I almost traded him this morning. I almost traded Eckersley. I can't take it anymore. But, and like I said earlier, every time I play 1978, regardless of what game, the pitching stinks. So I might take a shot with Action PC. As played rosters with no trades and pitch Bill Lee a few more times than they actually did. So you'll lose Carbo, who I actually traded Carbo and out of the ballpark because he wasn't happy. My God, I'm playing him almost every day, but I got to bat fourth. I got to bat fourth. I got to bat fourth. Okay, I put you fourth against right-handed pitching. You're batting 3-0 something. You're going to make the All-Star team. I want to be traded. Okay, bye. And that hurt me. That hurt me because I love Bernie. Dwayne Martz. I'm enjoying playing APA Baseball with Digital Diamond Baseball. You're keeping the stats with that. Yeah. I've caught a little bit of that. That's a cool way to use Digital Diamond Baseball. You can use it as a stat helper. I'm playing 1982 with the game engine for the Red Sox. Mark Clear, still ruining my childhood, still blowing saves. Again, that's frustrating when you play. You're playing a team you love, and I'm ahead. Okay, I got to bring in the bullpen. Bullpen sucks. You can only pitch Bob Stanley so much. Again, we make fun of Bob Stanley, but you go back and look, it's not that bad. So Digital Diamond Baseball on Steam, very reasonably priced, every season free. So again, there are games out there economically, if you're looking for bang for your buck, that you can get. And you can roll your own dice and just punch it in, or you can use it as a helper. So I think it's a good buy. They've done it's aesthetically pleasing if you load in the photos and stuff. You have to do that yourself, though. But that's just, again, that's my opinion. They corrected the whole nonsense of how to put a pinch hitter in, thank God, from last year. We had some not nice discussions with them about that. But they've done a wonderful job this year. Highly recommend the game. Even last year, I played the game. I didn't play it online much because they pissed me off, but I've played the game. I've showed it. And very good game. A lot of bang for your buck. The creator's been on with Uncle Ron and Dave. They're receptive, to stuff, to change. There's a real cool idea. I don't think they've done it yet in the patch, where basically if you're playing the game engine for Digital Diamond Baseball, the lower the number favors the pitcher, the higher the number favors the hitter, and it's 0 through 100 basically. You roll 3 dice. I'm sorry, not 100. 0 through 999. So 000 through 999. And 999 would be a homer, and a little lower would be a homer, depending on the hitter. And what they've done is they'll show you the pitcher card, the batter card, and then how it meshes. What they've talked about, and this would be cool, is instead of that, you'd still have the percentages, but it'd be like Strat in a way where it's not automatic. Meaning a 996 to 999 isn't a home run for this player. You might have to roll in the middle to get that. That's kind of interesting. So you kind of wouldn't know. It's interesting, but yet I'd like, and you don't have to play it that way. It would be an option. So if you played it and you said, well, I don't like it. I kind of like if you low roll, I know what it is. And if you roll high, I know what it is. So that's a cool option. And again, you can get that game on Steam, very reasonably priced, every season free, like Pro Strategy Football. Unbelievable. Other projects, been playing a lot of Title Bout 2 on the PC, just having fun with my junior welterweight project. And I don't stream that. I just post it on the Jim Trunzo's Title Bout 2 Facebook page. Played some Legends of Boxing, enjoying that. Getting ready in my head for a Glory Days boxing card and dice. Oh, I picked up the fictional set print copy. Gonna have some fun with that soon. I don't know if I'll stream that, but they have some fun names in there. I picked up the college print set because I had the PDF for the great teams and the first college season. I'm hoping Anthony, because it's a really fun game. You can play it quick play. You can play it medium play, where it's you got to drive into the red zone and then you take over play-by-play call. Or as I play it play-by-play call all the way through. But I'm going to learn the medium play, I think. But I really do like the play-by-play. And what Anthony Crooks has created in both Glory Days Boxing and Glory Days College Football can be purchased at sidelinestrategies.com along with Payoff Pitch. That's that wonderful Joe Bryant game, which I still need to learn properly. Put on the channel. But what I like about Anthony's games, they're very logical. I'm hoping with the football that he does do a pro. And even if he doesn't do a season, it'd be cool to do a playoff sets or Super Bowl sets or great team sets. But I think pro football for that engine would sell well. I hope he also comes back with a all-time great, some more all-time great college teams. The thing with when you do research for college teams, man, it's hard to find defensive stats. You can get like how many points they gave up and stuff like that. And the only reason why I say that, because I've made a few college teams in pro strategy football. I use different websites, but I also use the games I have for college football. And you look at them to try to figure out, okay, so I use everything at my disposal to make my the few college football teams I've made in pro strategy football. And if I had the time, you know what I find? I like making the teams, but I enjoy playing more. So then I'm like, do I want to make teams or do I want to play? But I use everything at my disposal when I make teams. If I have other games that have stats and ratings, I'm going to use that along with what I can find online. And it's fun making teams for pro strategy football. A lot of people do wonderful fictional teams. Oh my God, fabulous. I'm looking forward to Pro Strategy Football 2024. I hope they have the draft league where, again, you could put in either teams or a season. You make them all free agents. You have X amount of points that you can spend on players, and you draft a team. So your New England Patriots or your New York Giants or Jets or Dallas Cowboys, you're drafting that team. You're making that team. You might not get Roger Staubach. You might have to go with Terry Bradshaw because that's who's there in the draft. And you can't just get all great players. Now, I'm sure you can override that because what Pro Strategy Football does is you play it the way you want to play it. And I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they can get it in this version. That would be a lot of fun. I picked up the Action PC football game. I always do that. I got to finish off my 2021 season. Patriots need to win to get in. Last week of the season, Giants are knocked out, but we can still have a winning record for the New York Giants. They were fun to play. Man, did I run a lot with their third-string quarterback. It's funny you figure out how to win. We won more games than they really did. That's all I can ask. The Patriots were pretty much right where they were. Lots of screens. I throw lots of screens. You can catch the AI sometimes. I want you to blitz. Come on and blitz because I'm going to kill you with a screen. I play a lot more 3-4 with both of those teams than 3-3 nickel. So that was fun. With the Action PC football, me personally, I didn't see a lot of what I look for is the animation because they've done a lot of new stuff with the stat packages, but they always had great stat packages. What I like to see with Action PC games, I would like to see in the football game, instead of little squares, can we do something different with the little emblems that move, with the little. Instead of squares, can we put football helmets? Can I put little photos there? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if it's feasible. The baseball game I've enjoyed once I realized you can keep their photos up. I like that. I think with the Action PC football, I wish they would develop their animation a little more. Even if it's just like the generic photo, right? Instead of the squares, can we have the generic player photo and different colors? I can make them different colors. To me, that's more immersion. It's a great game. The Dave Cook games are wonderful games, reasonably priced, and he always has sales. I play them, so I think they're fun games. 2nd and 10. I wish they put a little animation in that, but it's so aesthetically pleasing. And all the old season have all the photos. You just have to hit the button, it downloads automatically. That's what makes another PC Replay Baseball. They have it all for you. You hit the button, all the photos download. It just makes it more aesthetically pleasing for me. since he only had to do 32 teams in the NFL. Oh, I missed something there. Here we go. Let's go back. Sorry. Dwayne Marks, YouTube Network. He's doing the 2023 college, and then he's talking about the NFL season with bigger cards with more players on them. And again, only 32 teams. I think that engine will play well. It's a fun engine. It's a logical engine. That's the thing about Glory Days Boxing, Glory Days College Football. It's very logical. It's easy to understand once you play a bit, in my opinion. I don't like when I have to pick up a game. I don't care if it's 4 pages or 15 pages or rule of 25. If I have to read through it twice, 3 times, guess where the game goes? Never to be played, most likely. You got to make me understand it. And sometimes it's me. I've gone back and said, oh, wow, that's me. That's why, like with History Maker baseball or football, okay, I played some offline, and then I said, I'm going to go online because I know people who come to the channel who understand the game, and I can ask questions or they can show me. Sometimes I do things wrong. Sometimes I do things logically, and they're saying, no, you should do it this way. But I still say to myself, I get that, but I'm going to play it a little bit my way. Do I use most of the rules for every game I play? Yes. Sometimes logic dictates it. Glory Days Boxing. I use on counter punches landed, power and chin check. That's my little homebrew rule. For me, it works out. Again, hopefully we can get that game to PC at some point, and it'd be nice if you can put in some homebrew rules or options. Maybe they'll put an option in that you can have counter punches count, for chin and power check. Anthony might have some interesting news coming out about a possible PC version. World's Worst Gamer. Hoping Dave Cook Sports will release more seasons for other leagues for baseball game, Japan, Mexico, etc. Have you ever gone on the community site, World's Worst Gamer? They have some Japanese baseball leagues, seasons there for free. And that is the, let's see if let me put that link in. I think I can do it through StreamYard. Let's go Action PC Community. Bear with me a moment. I highly recommend this if you're an Action PC sports gaming fan. And we'll just click on baseball. And you're not seeing it right now, but I'm going to put the link in the chat, then I'll go back to it. That's basketball, Al. We want baseball. All right. And I like to share links when I find cool stuff. And again, it's there's a lot of people who have found stuff before me. I ask, where'd you get that? I think this should work. If someone can click on that link, that should work. And they have free Japanese seasons there that the community's made. Random Human 19. Action PC football absolutely needs to do something with the chalkboard. My God, at least get it to some level or old school NFL challenge or a Stratomatic level. I'm sorry. I think that's what you mean. Or old school football challenge, which is superior and from the 80s, for crying out loud. I like to see them do something with the chalkboard. I still love the game. I play the game. But when I can play pro strategy football and I can see the uniform, and again, there's pros and cons with every game. There's no perfect game. The perfect game for you is the perfect game for you, the game you love to play. What I like about Action PC football, I have a lot of options to do different things. I just wish they would put a generic player picture, different colors, so I can say the Patriots home, they're going to be white with red, the old school, and then on the road they're red or something. A generic player, silhouette, right? With just the coloring that's proper. I think that would go a long way instead of squares. I still enjoy the game, but I'm thinking for immersion because, again, pro strategy football, my God, I get to look at all the old uniforms I love or uniforms I like now. I think they need to step up the chalkboard. It's really cool that they have all these wonderful stat packages. I just look at the basic stat packages because that's me. That's good enough for me. I can figure out what they're doing against other teams. I go, I look, What's great about that game is you're playing chess against the AI. I see people complain, oh my God, it doesn't, my guy should be hitting 3. Well, what are you doing? Are you looking? Are you being logical? Are you just clicking swing for baseball as opposed to looking, oh, well, I got a decent chance to walk. Let me take a pitch. Let me get ahead in the count. You have to think logically. I'm not saying people don't, but I think just because a guy hits 333 in reality, he might perform a little better, a little worse, because it's a rating. And that happens in card and dice games. You know, if you're looking at matchups, if you're playing as played lineups or you're looking at matchups, when I'm playing the 62 Mets. I'm not playing as played lineups. I'm playing as played rosters. Whoever I had available on that day, I'm making my own lineup. I'm choosing my own pitchers, and I'm matching up lefty righty. How they hit. I can score a run with the Mets, but they're a horrible pitching team. I wish I had 2 of the Yankees emergency relief pitchers, you know what I'm saying? Like random starters, and I would win more games. That's a little fun project I might do on Out of the Ballpark. Just make a couple of trades to get a little better pitching. I don't go nuts because I play Out of the Ballpark in commissioner mode. I can make any trades I want, but I don't. That's the one thing, you can kind of adjust the trade. They kind of make trades way too hard, in my opinion, in Out of the Ballpark. Every team wants to rob the other team. Like, dude, I'm giving you a fair trade. I don't know about that, it says, but okay, so the link works. All right, so let's take a quick look at it. I've shown this off before, but just in case some new people might see this. Okay, let me see if I remember how to do this. Let's bring this over here. And we have to share the screen. Hope everyone's doing well again. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Okay, let's do share screen. And let's go here. Here, share. Why is it not working? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the Action PC community page. If you click here, and if you want, I can make this bigger, but you can see it says home. Let's go to the home. Oh, I got to click on the actual thing. I'm over clicking. Here we go. Home. So let's click on the home. And now it's just other things. But if you go, let's start off with hockey, we'll say. And now there's a lot of the community has created a lot of college hockey seasons, but they also have a WHL season, a women's season, but they have a lot of NCAA. I downloaded the one where UMass won that year. I can't remember. I have to go back and look a few years back. But what else is cool on here? People say, where do you get images? Where do you get images? Again, go just again for hockey. We'll go to baseball because that's probably what most people are interested in. Go to images. Look, player photos. Do they have every player photo? No, but they have a lot. Look. Logos, rinks, different leagues. Pretty cool stuff. You constantly get that question. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? Go look for it, people. If I have links, I share them. But sometimes it gets a little frustrating. I've put links in. Where did you get that? Scroll up? I've put the link. I don't mind showing again, but a lot of times I ask people, they show a link. I save the link, because I want to go back there and look. But football, it's wonderful for football. Look at the seasons. Again, mostly college. That's not offered through Dave Cook, the regular store. But look, 1972 college. But they're not going to have pros here. lot of different college, and they go AA, AAA, what they used to call. But again, the beauty of this, you want to play, I think 1956 Syracuse and Jim Brown. Guess what? You can do it here. Again, it's a community created season, so you might debate, but someone put in tremendous time and effort here. Here's the beauty. Look at the images. Look at the images. All the 1948 players, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, so on and so forth. You're playing the 1984 season. Guess what? Here's all the players' photos. Click the download. Copy paste. Some college football photos. Logos. You can see where it says new. Fields. So this is a great resource tool to help enhance your games if you want to. Let's go to baseball. Here you're going to find some pro seasons. But again, images, 1938 Negro Leagues. And Steve Tate's done a wonderful job. He has a file here with what he's created, and he didn't use the historical file. He created every player. And if that's down at the bottom, did they load them or did they get rid of it? Where's Steve Tate's? Is it not here anymore? I'm not seeing it. Look, 2023 player projections. Oh, am I in images? I'm in images. That's why. Let's go with seasons. Here we go. These are fun. I've downloaded all of these. These are franchise. Who made these? Zep 317, and they go for 10 years, and he makes the teams. And this is really fun. This is really good stuff. Japanese. They have Japanese here because I downloaded. They have 2012. There's an older season too. I know I downloaded it because I played it a bit. Oh, 1964. Again, they're not going to have everything, but someone took their time. You got 2010, 2011. And again, there's a lot of minor league stuff. 2014, Japanese. There should be the Steve Tate. Here, 5-year National League franchises. And that was updated last year. He's since worked on that even more, but you have to be, I don't think they uploaded that. So this is still a fun file here. You got the American League and the National League, 5-year franchises. But again, the images, lots of player photos, lots. Team logos, 1974 player photos. This is outstanding. So if you wanted to play along, say Digital Diamond Baseball, here are the 2023 player photos. If you have Strat, the 2022, now you got to do a little more work because Strat has that weird way of naming them. But you have player photos right here that you could use in Strat. You just, again, have to do a little work with it. So it will work in Strat. So lots of resources here. Basketball, I think there's mostly college. Yeah, but again, I think we looked at a lot of college seasons here, images, so on and so forth. But this is really, it's a good resource tool. It is actionpccommunity.com, link provided in the chat. So let's stop sharing that. Random Human 19. I play Action PC and 2nd and 10 still and always will because there is nothing else, but neither has upgraded visuals in 10 plus years. Makes no sense why they seem to think graphics don't matter. I actually, and they're very nice at 2nd and 10. I emailed the guy who does 2nd and 10 just once. I go, have you ever thought about a little animation? You go, yeah, we thought about it, but we don't think the people who buy the game want it. So again, very nice, very polite. You ask some questions, they're great. I think a little animation would help that game. You don't have to have spectacular animation, just a little bit. I think it's important. I play 2nd and 10. I play Stratomatic. I play Action PC football. I play Pro Strategy football. I play them all. What I play most, Pro Strategy football. I enjoy it. I think it plays well. I love looking at the uniforms. To be honest with you, Stratomatic has animation-wise, it's not bad. Again, it's triangles or something like that, but it's not bad. I wish they could, like the reports, you could make bigger, a little bigger. Tough to see, but Strat plays well. All those football games play well. I just think you have to upgrade animation, like the Strat baseball game. I like it. I play it. I love it. I buy their cards. I mean, basketball was one of it's probably my favorite basketball game on the PC, but guess what? Doesn't work on my PC, and they didn't help me at all, and that pissed me off. I spent a lot of money with them. It's your problem. Dude, can you help me? I'm getting this error. Don't you know what it is? World Wars Gamer. He's installing it now. Cool. I hope you enjoy it. Homebrews play well. Again, it's someone, you might find something might not work or you don't agree with it, but someone took a lot of time to make those seasons. Random Human 19. The failure with head coach and council really sets back improving upon sim games. If EA would have done that right, we would. Oh, yeah. I don't play EA games anymore. Random Human 19. I still have head coach and front page football pro original games. A lot of good games out there. Play the games you like. Play the games you love. Play the games that make you happy. We're going to go 15 more minutes and we'll call it a stream, I guess. So, but yeah, I think animation is important nowadays. If you're playing tabletop, I get it. But if you're playing PC, there was I think it was a game you mentioned, Random Human. But I remember going over one of my boss's houses a long time ago when I worked in real estate. And he had this game with a bunch of discs. And you put it in there, and the little players, it resembled Pro Strategy football, but you could call a gazillion different plays. It was fabulous. You see the little players move, and they had the right uniforms. And I was playing the 70 Giants because I love Frank Tarkenton, and that was a lot of fun. Mark Jones. I had the same issue with Strat in their Hoops game some years ago. I purchased the card image, and it didn't work. And they don't, again, that's my biggest knock against them. The basketball game is fun. I have the old card and dice basketball game. I might break it out, play it on the porch, get familiar again with it. Just the basic. I'm not going to go nuts. But they're not helpful. And I spent so much money with them. And you can't tell me what the error message means? Well, it's your blah, blah, blah. Well, it worked on my other PC. I got a new PC. And then I bought it again on sale thinking, well, maybe, the new. That's my knock against them. They don't give a crap. They didn't refund the difference and offered little help. Yeah, but that's the way it is. No, you don't have to do that, Bernard. If you do, I'm going to pay you for it. We'll talk later. Thank you very much. We'll talk later. I don't want a free Tony C card. That's awesome. But yeah, I'll send you something. That is very nice of him, but I got to compensate him for it. Whether I buy him a game or something, I got to give him something. That's great. I'll contact you on Facebook. Thank you very much, Bernard. Random Human. Graphics is absolutely everything in 2023 for PC games. It is why 2nd and 10 and Action PC must progress. I agree. I think you really do. Again, people go, oh, the stat package. That's cool. I like stats. I get it. You can break it down every way you want. And some people are into that, and that's awesome. Me personally, I don't do that. I can look at their stats, the stat packages I like. I don't have to go, and it's cool. You can click on different things and run reports. And some people love that. They just sim the season and they're looking and they're crunching. They want to see the difference. And that's cool. Me, I want to play it out. I want to play against the AI. I want to see that animation. And I think you have to upgrade a bit with those games. And it doesn't have to be, say, like Pro Strategy Football. It doesn't have to be like Madden. I'm asking for a little silhouette of a player. You know, even if it looks like electric football, I don't care. Maybe you can make it look a little better. I remember the first time I got Action Piece Pro Strategy Football. It reminded me of the little electric dudes, and it was fun. You know, and I think Pro Strategy Football plays very well, very logical. Does the AI do some weird crap once in a while? Yeah. All games do that. But again, play the games you like. But I think I agree with Random Human. And if you just look at this, like he says, you got to step up your game. It's 2023. ID Jester brings this up all the time. Stop buying it for certain games. And I really, for one company, I really don't buy their PC games, but I'll buy their card and dice. And you guys can probably figure that one out. I'll get you, and it doesn't have to be little guys running all over the place. Look at PC Replay Baseball. It's a little bit of animation, but you can see the photos and you can see the movement. It's not a lot. I think if I was Stratomatic, and again, they make money, they do it their way, God bless them. But can we see little guys move an icon or something? You do it for football. The animation for football is very good for Stratomatic, and football is a fun game. It's a fun game. Nothing worse than hitting that. You're like, oh, wow, I got all this great stuff. And you see the dice roll. You're like, oh, my God, why would you roll the interception or the drop? You know what I mean? But no, I think animation doesn't have to be a Madden, we'll say, or MLB The Show for these games. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I've had this discussion with Anthony when it comes to Glory Days boxing. I said, I think it would be cool to see little guys smacking each other. And when you roll the dice, they just play it out. Whether you can do it or not, or they want to do it, I don't know. But I think it'd be cool. And give me the ability, like with Title Bout Championship Boxing, you see the little guys hitting each other. It's a great game for $13. Can't go wrong. I own that. It's a fun game. But I wish they gave me the ability to change boxer trunks. Maybe give me a different couple of versions of boxers. Makes it more fun. You know? I think that's important. Here's the thing. You can have your open engine. You can roll the dice, and then then you watch it play out. If it's possible for any game, when you have that type of game, there's now Action PC, Out of the Ballpark, Title Bout Championship Boxing. Those are closed engines. Title Bout 2 PC, open engine. Obviously, Glory Days Boxing, open engine. You roll the dice. You're playing on tabletop. I've come up with a neat little Excel, which I really like doing, but I miss rolling the dice. But it shows off better the game. It shows off better when you're streaming on YouTube, and it's fun to set up. And I still make sometimes mistakes. I think I screwed Ezra Charles out of an early TKO win because I should have, and he won the fight anyway against Dwight Muhammad Kwai. I should have done after I did it, but it was too late. I already did it. After I thought about it as the round went. There was a will check. I should have done that first instead of the knockdown check. But we still had a fun fight, and it went longer, and everyone enjoyed it. Golden Eagle 99 has joined us. Matchmaker extraordinaire. How you doing, my friend? NFL Challenge. I played that game religiously as a kid back in 1989. Is that the game I'm talking about? Is that the game? Or is that the I was saying there was this Oh, we're gonna lose our connection soon. Thank you, Xfinity. The connection is weak. Oh, it's coming back up. Good. Random Human 19. The game was NFL Challenge, released in 1985. The graphics are better than both action. Even though it was just X's and O's. No, this had little players. But yes, NFL Challenge, I remember that game. And the X's and O's were awesome. That was fun. Just a little more animation. That's all. It doesn't have to be EA version or MLB The Show. I just think it's interesting. I use the flight of the ball for strat too sometimes, most of the time. I like to see that. The only thing I don't like about that, sometimes, again, strat's supposed to be logical, right? You can't rob a homer in left field at Fenway. But yet it'll say you can rob a homer in left field at Fenway. It's an impossibility to rob a homer at Fenway in left field. The Green Monster. So I kind of, and again, that's a setting. So I always ask, I think that's advanced rules. So I don't play that. But I didn't know that. I'm like, how do you rob a home run? So I like this. You can't. It's an impossibility. But the problem with boxing games is the market is small. Yep. No, you're right. I understand. I just, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. I like title bout championship boxing. It's a great game. You can play it. I play it as a fighter and my offline. I've done a few bouts online. I pick the weaker fighter and I try to figure out a strategy. Again, with Xfinity, you're killing me here. You only have to go 4 more minutes, and you're going to wipe out my stream. That's funny. You're right, Bernard. Right. Oh. Are we still on here? Are we here? We're struggling here. Let's be honest, Al. Pro Strategy Football does have the graphics, but Sim, Kerry and Dave really need to blend their games, and you'd have something. That'd be interesting. It plays well. I played enough of it that it's logical. I don't think the win-losses. I mean, the Giants in 1970, they won 9 games. I won 10. I made it to the playoffs. But again, play the games you like. That's what I always say. I enjoy that game a lot. And it would be something. That'd be pretty damn cool. Golden Eagle 99. The left fielder would have to. Oh, my God. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we're having difficulty now. It's just slowing down. So before this goes to put, because thank you, Xfinity, who are supposed to be upgrading their system this week. Bernard Strunk just posted Castillo S. I don't know what that means. It's posted Castillo S. So I'd like to thank everyone. It was a wonderful stream. We're coming up on hours. I'm going to be losing, starting to freeze. So thank you very much. Health and happiness as I'm roboting Mr. Roboto. Happy Mother's Day. God bless. If you enjoyed the stream, smack that like button, share, subscribe. Check out all the wonderful channels in our community. Do the same. Stay safe. Love you all. Peace. Bye-bye.